Got another flashlight video for you today. This is the S21 from RovyVon. Let's open it up and take a look. Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. This company RovyVon reached out and asked me if I'd be willing to take a look at a light for them and make a quick little unboxing and review video. So here you go. This is the S21 and it's a very powerful long throwing EDC light. And it comes with this little case here. This is the RX10 EDC organizer. So that's pretty neat that you've got a place to store it, and you can also keep the charge cable, which they ship it in a package that's separate. But let's open up the case and see what comes included. So there is the light. It's about 5.5 inches long and just over 1 inch in diameter. And you can see that that's a very, very deep bezel there. It's an SFT-70 emitter. Color on this is going to be 6500K, and it's got an IPX8 waterproof rating. So not for diving, but it would be okay in the rain. Now the tail cap I noticed is magnetic. So that sticks to the top of the car here, but that'll also stick under a hood or whatever other metal that you attach it to. Now this little tag here says remove the insulation film before first use. We can of course pull this tag off as well. Now the insulation film they're talking about is protecting that battery from making contact with the tail cap here. So we'll unscrew this. Yep, there it is. This little piece of film, so we'll get rid of that. And let's take a look at the battery since we've got this open. It's a 21700 5000 milliamp hour from RovyVon. Separate USB-C charging port on the battery itself. That's pretty neat. You don't see that on a lot of these, but we've got the USB-C charger here on the light as well. So you could charge the battery, looks like separate or on its own, or plugging in here to this little port and charging the light direct. So we'll probably do that. I'm going to go ahead and just tuck the battery back in and screw the cap on. Those threads feel nice and smooth and seems to be an overall very well-made light. This is also the tactical style. You can see right here at the end, it's got these little parts that stick out. So, you know, you could use that for some self-defense or even break some glass if needed. It does have a clip on here, but it's just a one-way clip. This is probably a little too heavy to wear on a hat, but this would fit pretty well in a pocket or on a belt. So now it also comes with a little registration card and a little user manual. Now I love that the user manual is really nice big print here. It's really easy to see what's going on here, and they do give a nice description of the operation or the user interface. Now it does come with a lanyard and a spare O-ring in the package here too. I do like to use the lanyard, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. It's a nice little lanyard, so it'd be good for walking. You know, you can put that around your hand and be less likely to drop it. Looks like it's even got a little adjustable clip here, so you can slide that onto your wrist and make it tight. Lanyard is attached. And this is ready to go. Now, as far as the user interface, it's very simple. This should be, you know, easy to use. It's to the left if you want the flashing mode, and to the right if you just want the light on, and you can use the button here to cycle through the different levels. We go to the left, just a little bit of a heads up if you have sensitivity to flashing lights. This is going to go into the flashing modes. So we'll just turn it to the left and see it's just an emergency flasher. And if you hit the button, and that's going to be an SOS mode, hit the button again and it just goes back into the emergency flashing. Now to turn it off, you just rotate this mechanical switch back to the center and that's off. To turn the light on in a standard mode, you just rotate the mechanical switch over to the right and that turns it on. Right now that's just an eco, and then you press the button to cycle through the different levels of brightness. So that's low, medium, and high. And then to get to turbo, you press and hold. As soon as you let go, it goes back to the previously used mode, and we'll just cycle that back down to eco and rotate it to the center to turn it off. The thing that I also liked is if this is in the flashing mode, you can also press and hold that button for turbo. And if you let go, it goes back to flashing, press and hold, and you're in turbo. Rotate that switch back to the center and that turns it off. Now the light does come with a 2-year warranty, and they also issue a few warnings. Like many high-powered flashlights, you want to make sure you never look directly into the light when it's on. Don't shine it at a vehicle, you know, driving by. You can definitely blind the driver and cause an incident there. And because of the high power, they also say that children under the age of 12 should not be allowed to use this light without supervision. Now just another bit of a warning, this does get pretty hot. I've read some of the reviews, and like most small, compact, high-powered lights, that's pretty common, you know, so just be aware of that. This does have some heat fins on here to help with dissipation, but just keep in mind this is going to get hot. Now, if it does get to a certain temperature, the turbo function is going to be limited. Normally, the turbo function is good for 10 seconds, but if this starts to get hot, it will limit you to only using turbo for 3 seconds. If it gets to even hotter, it will actually completely disable the turbo function. And by the way, high also will step down to the medium mode after 4 minutes of use, just because at those higher levels of output, this light is going to get hot. Let's just get it fully charged up, and then we'll head down to the park and do a quick little demonstration through each one of the lighting modes, and then we'll come back and wrap this up. All right, well, there it is. That's the S21 all charged up. Now, I am using an iPhone down here at the park because it just shows up so much better at night, and I do have a really small light on the camera just so I can see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to go ahead and run through the different levels of brightness here in the light. I'm just going to rotate that to the right one time, and that is our eco mode. And then if you push the button, you'll go up to low. There's medium. There's high. Very powerful beam. You can see that really puts it out there. And then if we press and hold, that bumps it up to turbo. And I can feel the light starting to get warm, so let's go ahead and just kick it back down. So there's eco. If we rotate this mechanical switch all the way to the left, that's going to get us into the strobe or flashing mode. So a little bit of a heads up, if you have sensitivity to flashing lights, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and then rotate that all the way to the left. And there you go. That's a strobe feature. It's kind of alternating between a slower and quicker pattern. And if we push the button one more time, it will cycle into SOS. And if we press and hold the button in flashing or the standard mode, you will get turbo. So that's pretty cool. You can get to turbo quickly and easily and let go, and it goes back into that flashing mode or SOS. And I'm gonna rotate that switch back to the center, and that turns it off. Well, there it is. You saw that it is a very, very bright light, and the output, I mean, the distance is amazing. Very, very impressive for such a small light. I mean, if you're going out searching for something or wanting to spotlight something very far away, this will definitely do the job. I'm very impressed for the size. This really, really packs a punch. Definitely would recommend you pick this up. It did get pretty hot like I expected, but it really was manageable. I mean, you just got to use a little bit of common sense. If it's starting to heat up, turn it off. Don't leave it turned on, and don't put it in your pocket with it turned on. You know, you just got to use a little bit of common sense. If it's starting to get hot or a little too hot to hold, go ahead and just turn it off. Let it cool down before you use it again. But that's pretty much everything. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. And of course, I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up this exact same light as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.